was a house built out of stone.
This is 3-year-old Johnny Harms. He may seem like your ordinary 3-year-old boy, but what you don't know is that this boy suffers of a serious genetic disorder called cystic fibrosis.
Mom, can I go play in the slide? Sure, go ahead.
This is Mr. and Mrs. Harms, the mother and father of Johnny.
Dad?
Having trouble again.
It's okay, sweetie, just try. Oh no. Here you go, sweetie. Here, try. It's okay. Oh no. Here, sweetie, it's okay.
How long would you say Johnny's issue has been a concern of yours?
For me, it's been at least 2 years.
It's still not a concern to me. I think maybe he's just very prone to getting
Honey,
It's not, okay? I agree to take him to the doctor, but I'm not gonna lie, okay? I think maybe he's just a weaker kid. Maybe he just gets sick easier, and that's not easy on me, and it's not fair. And I don't think that we should be giving it all the hype that's being given.
So how would you feel if your son did come with an issue or some sort of disease? How would you feel if you didn't think it was anything and soon enough he got very sick?
I don't think that's gonna happen, so I don't even think about how I would feel.
Ground had a rose in.
So, Mr. and Mrs. Harms, I'm glad to be with you today here.
thank you.
We're going to take good care of your boy. I want you to know, though, that the test results have come back and he does have cystic fibrosis. Okay? Would you like to continue our discussion?
Can you tell us a little more about it?
Well, cystic fibrosis is a genetic condition, and it results in... Are you okay?
Yes,
Are
we're
you
fine,
okay?
we're fine. But
All right. It is this genetic condition that he will have for life, and there are things that we can do to make him more comfortable and help him to live as normal a life as possible. As you might know, cystic fibrosis affects primarily the lungs. He will have occasional trouble breathing. He will require treatments in order to keep his lungs clear of secretions. It can affect other organ systems that will require perhaps other treatments in the future. And we will do everything we can to give him as comfortable and normal life as possible. And there are things that you will be able to do as you learn more about the disease. Do you have any questions for me?
are there any cures?
There is no cure for cystic fibrosis.
What would you suggest we do now then?
I suggest that we start with careful treatment of his symptoms. He's been having coughing, he's been having trouble breathing, and he can have physical therapy, respiratory therapy. There are inhalers that he can use to help relax his lungs, to help him breathe better, and do the things that he likes to do. Anything else?
I think we just have to ask you, are there any like specific medicines or things that he can take that...
Again, there are the inhalers and different medications that will help to minimize the symptoms of the breathing systems primarily. I would like you to meet with a genetic counselor because you need to know what this means for the two of you and for him as he grows up.
And one more thing. If we were to not treat his condition, what could be the results?
Well, it can result in a shorter lifespan because the lungs are not normal and the body sometimes can't process things normally. And there can be respiratory failure and pneumonia, and the other organs can develop problems as he grows into adulthood. So that's the reason why he will require intensive medical care throughout his life in order to allow him to live as normal life as possible and as long a life as possible. Is there anything else you'd like to ask me?
No, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
All right. I'm sorry to give you this news, but we will do everything we can to take care of your boy.
Thank you.
Okay? You're welcome.
Hi, is this your next counselor's office?
Yes, it is. Hello.
Hi, we're Mr. and Mrs. Harms.
Nice to meet you. I'm Miss Handel. All right. So, I understand that you guys made this appointment with me today to find out more about your son, who has cystic fibrosis, correct?
Yeah, we found it out this morning.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's all right.
I'm sorry to hear about that, but do you guys have any questions for me? What do you want to know?
Yeah,
about
we have
this?
a couple. The first one is really just, we just found out about this disease today, and we really got in depth on the medical and scientific aspect of it with the doctor.
Mhm.
But we just wanted to have an overview of it really quickly, and then also how it would affect his life.
In our life
And
as
our
parents.
lives indirectly, yeah.
All right. Well, cystic fibrosis is a disease that usually affects the lifespan of the person with this disease. So I'm very sorry to say that he will live at the most 40 years old, and if he's treated correctly and well, he might live a little longer. But usually people with cystic fibrosis live up to 40 years old. And as far as his life right now and when he gets older, he should be able to live a normal life, have a normal childhood, and be able to enjoy his teenage years as long as his disease is taken care of correctly. And you guys need to make sure that you are going to the doctor regularly, keeping up with his lungs especially, because this is what it
So what we learned about with the doctor was that, obviously there's no cure, but he said that one of the main courses of treatment would be to get an inhaler.
Yes.
And then also, if we weren't treated at all, he also said that the lungs would collapse, and that would most likely be the cause of death. Is that accurate?
Yes, it is.
And another thing, we'd just like to know, he was talking a little bit about that it's a genetic disorder, but he didn't really go into depth. So that's why we visited a genetic counselor. Can you tell us just a little more? What does it mean? What does this disease mean genetically?
We clearly know that genetics obviously pass out from parent to offspring, but we don't have this disease as far as we know in terms of symptoms, so we don't understand what this means.
What does this mean genetically?
Okay, well, because your son has it, that means that you are both carriers for this disease. Yes, so you pass down that trait to your son, which.
Okay. So it's okay.
So it's like a gene.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay. I've heard of those.
Yes. It is actually a recessive trait, and yes. So.
Okay.
So what does that mean exactly?
Yeah. What does this mean for in our case?
Okay. Well, in your case, you guys both have the recessive trait for cystic fibrosis, however, it is covered up by the healthy trait, which is the dominant trait.
Oh, okay.
So, and your son basically had a 1 out of 4 chance.
Oh,
So
he got to.
So we are pregnant again.
Oh,
congratulations.
congratulations.
What does that mean for the next baby? 1 out of 4 chance again.
As I said, yes, the baby has a 1 in 4 chance of getting that disease. But a new study actually shows that we can check the embryo and check if it has the disease. So you guys might want to consider doing that. I could give you more information about that later on if you want.
What about the money that would cost?
It is fairly expensive.
It's
So
for the good of our child.
Honey, we don't even know if we could even afford it at all. We don't know if we were to take all the money we have, if it would pay for that. Honey.
Yes, we'll do it.
No, we have to look into it more.
okay, well, I can definitely send you guys some information about it
that'd be
later
great.
on. Some doctors that I know that can help you out with this.
That'd be great. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. Well,
It
it was nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you too.
And yes, thank you so much.
All right, no problem.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you. Good luck.
Thank you so much.
Mr. and Mrs. Harms soon got divorced due to the stress of financial problems. Johnny got to live a normal childhood and ended up having a healthy baby brother who did not have cystic fibrosis.